Hey guys, this is Justin at the Survivor Review, and Ash is back. And I couldn't be happier. Today I'm going to be talking about Ash vs. Evil Dead, the Season 2 premiere, titled Home. Now, Ash vs. Evil Dead is my favorite TV show on TV right now. I love Evil Dead, and I loved the first season of the show. I thought it was phenomenal, so I was just so pumped for this. And this first episode did not disappoint. Now, to start off, most of this review will be spoiler-free, but I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you've already seen the first season and understand what I'm talking about for the most part. So the episode begins with Ruby on the run from these deadite kids who look like the one from the season finale of the last season, except they're grown adults now, and they're chasing after her, trying to get the Book of the Dead, and in a last-ditch effort to get help, Ruby reluctantly calls upon Ash, who is now in Jacksonville, Florida, just partying it up and having the time of his life because he still assumes that truce is going on between him and Ruby until Deadites show up and pretty much destroy the place. And that's one of the things I love about this episode. It just gets started right off the bat. That scene in the trailer with Ash in Jacksonville and then like the Deadites attack, that is the opening scene of the episode. That's just beginning, just like that. All of a sudden they're thrown into it. And that opening scene alone is just insane, insanely gory. Like you'd expect for like the climax of a movie where it just goes over the top and crazy. That's the opening of this episode. It plays off like the climax of a movie, and that is mostly because the rest of this episode does kind of downplay the gore, and it's kind of just introducing us to the elements of the season, what the season is going to be about. Because during this attack, he finds out that he has to go to his hometown in Michigan to find Ruby and to get her to stop all this crap. So that's where they go. And that's one of the great things about this episode, is that it perfectly sets up what this season will be. Because he gets to Michigan, and I love all that stuff in his hometown. We get introduced to his father, played by the great Lee Majors, known for the $6 Million Man, where you even get a great $6 Million Man reference thrown in there, which was hilarious. I thought that was great. And that's really cool, just meeting Ash's dad. And just within that one scene that they have in this episode, Bruce Campbell and Lee Majors' chemistry is perfect. They feel like they've known each other for years. Like they really are father and son. Like their back and forth is just great. I love some of the lines in that scene. Like when Ash just like, you're always blaming it on somebody else. Somebody else cut off your hand. And Ash is like, no, I did that. And he goes, and somebody else killed your girlfriend. Ash is like, no, I did that too. Like, that's perfect. I just can't wait to see the stuff with his father play out more in later episodes. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most this season. And then you get to find out more of what happened to Ash after the Evil Dead movies. What happened to him? Did he just like run out, leave town after that? No, he actually went back to his hometown and people thought he was crazy and killed all his friends in the cabin and were calling him Ashy Slashy and all that stuff. And I thought that was really interesting, something that we've never had explored in the Evil Dead series. And in one scene he goes to this bar to ask people if they've seen Ruby anywhere, and everybody just starts bashing on him, just telling him to get out and everything, and calling him Ashy Slashy and taunting him, to the point where he just stops and gives this awesome speech akin to his speech in Army of Darkness, where he actually calls the people there screwheads. He calls them inbred, degenerate screwheads, but when he said screwheads, I was like, nice, love it. And that was great. I just love exploring that. And then you also got interesting stuff going on with Pablo, who is still affected by that whole ending of the last season when he had the Book of the Dead put on his face and was going crazy. That really screwed him up, because now he's seeing visions of the Book of the Dead and starts drawing the face on the Book of the Dead in one scene. And so there's that, and I want to see more of that explored. Again, I think this episode is just a perfect introduction to what the season's going to be about, and that's what I really love about it. It feels like there's going to be a focused storyline with this season, because last season was pretty much evil's been unleashed, we have to go stop it, and here we go. But this one has more to it because they end up teaming up with Ruby and they have to go find the Book of the Dead, which her kids have taken and are trying to just unleash all hell. And I like that. I think that's a bit unique of a plot compared to just like, again, evil's unleashed, go stop it. I like that, and I like the fact that we've had a whole other season with these characters makes it even better, because there's a really good dynamic between Ruby and them where Kelly hates Ruby and does not trust her at all, but they have to trust her and they have to work together to get the book back. And I'm like, that's a really unique dynamic, And then again, this episode just delivered on all the classic Evil Dead stuff. There's even a great Evil Dead 2 homage where walls start bleeding just in an insane manner to the point where it starts almost drowning Kelly. And then Ruby's deadite kids, who are really freaky in the season finale when they're little children, are even scarier now that they're adults. Like, there's this one scene where one of them is crawling towards Pablo in this like weird screwed up manner, and it was just freaky. And those characters are awesome. There's a great scene where they can actually go morph into shadows. So like they can just run away and they'll just turn to a shadow and like crawl up a wall. And I thought that was really unique. I thought that was really cool. And I really liked that. Those elements were great. There's a lot of great Evil Dead elements to this episode. The prologue is where it just gets very over the top and gory and limbs flying everywhere just for fun. And then it kind of turns a bit more horror-ish near the end where they have to go to the crematorium to find Ruby. So I like how I had both elements of Evil Dead, the over-the-top, silly, gory stuff, and then the more creepy, suspenseful type of stuff. There's even a great Three Stooges slapstick scene where Ash just can't stop running into these pipes every corner that he turns, which is just hilarious. A lot of great Ash lines in this episode. They're just perfect. There's even a great play on that epic scene from the first episode of the show where Pablo throws Ash the chainsaw and he leaps forward to it. With a little twist to it that is just hilarious, and I love that. Just a spot-on episode and a great start to this season that just gets me even more pumped for what's coming next and what's going to come up in the upcoming episodes. There's a lot that we still haven't seen yet. We still haven't been introduced to the Ted Raimi character, who I can't wait to see that. And there's just a lot of little things hinted at that I want to see more of as the season progresses, and I just thought this was a perfect start to the season. It's everything I wanted. If you like the first season, this is more of that. Exactly. It doesn't feel stale, it still feels fresh and new and awesome, which is just great. It doesn't feel tired, which I love. So yeah, that's the Season 2 premiere of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Just amazing. And just like last season, I will be reviewing every episode after they air, though the rest of those reviews will be spoiler-filled, going into all the details and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of Ash coming soon, and I can't wait for that. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.